We have been joined by SMU coach June Jones. The Mustangs are 3-4 overall, 2-1 in the American Athletic Conference. SMU had an open date this past week. Mustangs back in action Saturday at Cincinnati. Will be a noon Eastern time start in the ESPN Regional in the American Athletic Conference game of the week. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call. If you could take a minute to just tell us how your open date went, and then tell us what you look forward to as you head to Cincinnati Saturday, please.
Well, we had a normal practice week. For a bye week, we took a few days off and practiced, and our we had a lot of guys who wouldn't have played last weekend if we had to play a game, so gave us a chance to get a little bit more healthy. Cincinnati, we're going to be challenged greatly there. We have to play very good on the road to beat them. They do a lot of good things and have played pretty well this season and have some talented players.
Take questions for Coach June Jones, please. Hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you. Again, that's *1 for questions, please, for Coach Jones.
And we'll hear from Ryan Dunleavy with New Jersey Press Media.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Ryan.
More of a bigger picture question, but just coming into this league this year, Jim, did you have an idea, facing so many teams that aren't accustomed to playing against the spread offense, in your case the run and shoot, but Houston's or UCF's, did you have a feeling that this was going to be an offensive year, that your offense was going to have an advantage against these defenses who aren't quite accustomed to playing against the spread?
Well, I think if you'd asked me that question 4 or 5 years ago, it probably was a factor. I think that most every team plays a lot of 3 and 4 wideout teams now. I don't think this conference is much different. We played UCF for 5 years. I think that there's teams that use parts of it all the time. So I don't think it's as big as a deal as maybe it's made out to be right now. I kind of feel like, we're defending the same type of teams we've been defending, since I've been here anyway. Playing the other side of the ball against these teams. It's the same kind of offenses. So I don't see it being that big a drastic change right now.
Is there a specific type of, when you're game playing in an offense, is there a specific type of, obviously without giving too many of your secrets away, but is there a specific type of defense that you look at and you know that's going to match up well against your offense, or a defense you might have an advantage against? Do speed defenses or defenses with strong secondaries worry you, or defenses that are line up in the 4-3 excite you? How do you look at defenses when you're game playing?
Well, one of the things when you run what we do, you never know what somebody's going to do. You kind of have to wait and see. Like let's say they play 40 out of 80 plays against 4 wide receivers. Well, you don't know if they're going to play those schemes or add 2 or 3 more schemes to that group of plays. So you kind of have to prepare for everything. Like we're playing Cincinnati this week, and they're going to play 4 down against us. They're going to play 3 down against us. They're going to play, dime packages, nickel packages. So you kind of have to get ready for everything. You just never know. What do we like to see? You like to see touchdowns is what you'd like to see. we don't have our particulars. I think over the years our offense has been able to neutralize maybe teams that are physically better than us. Allows our kids to make plays where we don't have to, maybe block as long as you would in another offense to get the ball and have success with it. So from that standpoint, it's hard to have 4 corners that can cover. You usually are going to end up with maybe a safety or a free safety or strong safety on one of your, 4 best receivers if they try to man up with you. So, you just got to find those guys and find where the weaknesses are in each play.
Thanks, Jim.
All right.
time, we'll move to Christopher Heidel with Herb FM Radio.
Hey, Coach Jones. What's it like playing this week against Tommy Tumbleville up there in Cincinnati? Do you guys have a good history against each other?
Well, I know Tommy, but we haven't really ever played against each other. When he was at Tech, we didn't play him, and so I really haven't played against him. I've watched his teams. It seems like we always had their teams on film a lot, but we haven't competed against each other than on the golf course. We occasionally compete.
Well, what do you see in your video for this week for Cincinnati? What do you have to stop on?
Well, I think that they have, athletes. They've got some good football players, some skilled guys. I like their quarterback. He's accurate. I like what they try to do. They on offense they can spread you out or they can pound you, either one. And I think defensively, I really like their front four and their linebackers, and they've got 2 or 3 really good cover guys. So they've got talent on both sides of the ball, and our job is going to be able to physically play with them because they're a pretty talented team.
Well, one last question: what is if the season ended today? What's the good thing you saw this season out of your team?
Well, we battled back from being behind 2 or 3 times and found ways to win. We unfortunately had a very difficult schedule. We battled hard, but we just came up short so far. I think the being behind 28-7 last week and coming back and scoring 59 points is positive, and then being down almost the same score against Rutgers and taking it to triple overtime. Those things tell you your team has character, and they're still playing. So hopefully we can hang on and score one more point than Cincinnati.
Well, have a good trip to Cincinnati this weekend.
All right, thanks.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Jones, please? And Coach, well, thank you for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
All right, take care.
All right, and that is SMU coach June Jones. The Mustangs at Cincinnati. Noon Eastern Time start on ESPN Regional Television in the American Athletic Conference Game of the Week.